Lee Huffman gets the rebound and the score to tie the game at 12 apiece. Burrell goes up 28-19 thanks to some shooting like this by Neuschwander. He buries the three from way out, but here comes Hampton again. Max Wetzel scores off the inbounds pass to tie the game at 48 with 4:51 to play. Burrell's Jason Reed answers by rattling one home. Then it was nail-biting time for Burrell coach Ron McNabb. But Keith Kickwood drains this shot from three to give Burrell a 55-50 lead. Hampton's Gordon Shaw gets three the hard way to make it 61-59 Burrell, but those were the last points Hampton would score as the Burrell Buccaneers go on to win 67-59 the final. On to girls Quad A, a couple of perennial powerhouses, Penn Hills versus Oakland Catholic. Oakland Catholic came out running and gunning. Keishan Cameron gets two on the fast break. Then it's Katie O'Connell to Kelly Matthews. The Eagles were flying high with a 17-4 lead as the largest crowd to see a game at Oakland Catholic was on its feet. But Penn Hills roared back. Nikki Brown scored 6 straight points as Penn Hills climbed back into the game with an 18-4 run. But Katie O'Connell gets the ball and drives for two to spark Oakland Catholic on a 13-2 run. Barb Kudas and Penn Hills answered with a 10-0 run of their own. And Missy McCoy's jumper cut Oakland Catholic's lead to 3 as the Eagles coach Susie McConnell-Serio got ready for the last 3 seconds of play. Catherine Jacobs' desperation heave, well, it was no good, and number 3 Oakland Catholic upsets number 2 Penn Hills 46-43 the final. All right, time now for this week's big game. Last year, these two teams met in the WPIAL finals. This year, both teams have been among the top 5 girls teams in the area. Our Foodland High School Sports Show reporter Kevin Smith headed into Antelope Country for the rematch between Avonworth and Monessen.
Avonworth and Monessen met Wednesday night. It was a showcase of some of the best talent in the WPIAL. All eyes were on Monessen super soft Gina Nakarada, who was averaging more than 30 points per game, and Avonworth veterans Julie Mooring and Jessica Matheson. Nakarada went to work immediately, giving the Lady Greyhounds a 2-0 lead. But when Avonworth's Jessica Matheson followed her own shot tying the game, it was a prelude of things to come. Julie Mooring began establishing herself inside for the Antelopes both offensively and defensively. And when Jessica Walters buried this 10-footer, Avonworth had a 19-point lead with 1:50 to go in the first half. By halftime, Avonworth's 6'1" Julie Mooring had 14 points, 10 rebounds, and control of the boards. And Avonworth had control of the game 34-16.
Well, it's real tough because we need to get the rebounds to run, so we couldn't get in our running game because they just out-rebounded us.
Things didn't get any better for Monessen in the second half. In fact, they got worse. 6'3" Allie Topic found Julie Mooring for 2. Then Mooring took it inside again for the hoop and the foul. That gave Avonworth its biggest lead, 47-23. Gina Nakarada tried to rally the Lady Greyhounds by turning up the defensive pressure. But Jessica Matheson answered by scoring 6 straight points. Matheson finished with 15 points, while Julie Mooring added 21 points, 15 rebounds. Avonworth's tight defense held Nakarada to 21 points as the Antelopes powered their way to a 66-45 win.
We're not a one-man team, obviously. I think that our talent is spread throughout, and I think, that's important, especially that's how you win championships. I mean, there's 5 players on a team, not just one.
And in the end, the defending WPIAL champs just had too much height and too many weapons for the Monessen Greyhounds. For the Foodland High School Sports Show, I'm Kevin Smith. Now let's head down I-70 to Jake Ploger at Wash High.
It's been a while since Wash High dominated Class AA, but in tonight's game against Burgettstown, the Little Prexies have a chance to regain the #1 spot. And for the game, that Washington brought in a couple of new recruits. I don't know, but I think I've seen these guys play someplace else before. Luckily for Burgettstown, those weren't recruits. They were Pitt basketball stars Eric Mobley and Jerry McCullough stopping by the Washington gym for the game. Washington wasted little time once the game got underway. The Prexies' defensive pressure paid big dividends. First, Andy Molinaro goes in for 2 of his 24 points. Then it was Brian Pelkey converting a steal into a bucket, and Wash High jumped in front 10-4. Burgettstown guard Kip Kuzer kept the Blue Devils in it with the outside shot. And Brian Bartow converted on the steal to keep Burgettstown within 6, 32-26 at the half. Burgettstown cut the Washington lead to 5 in the third quarter. But the Prexies had all the answers as Molinaro ended the third quarter with a 3 to give Wash High their biggest lead, 55-43. And yes, he did call it off the glass. From there on, it was all Washington. The Prexies finished the game with a 13-2 run and route to a 78-58 romp. And after a 23-point loss to Burgettstown in their first meeting, this was a nice indication of Washington's improvement.
We matured since the last game, and I think we were confident coming into this game that we could beat them, and we just came out and got the job done.
And they got the job done with defense.
Coach Fowles preaches defense. We know if we don't play, we're not going to play. I mean, we came out, we were fired up before the game. We knew we had to win. If we have to win the rest of our games to make the playoffs, and that's what we're going to try to do.
With the win, Washington surprisingly finds themselves in a first-place tie with Burgettstown and looking ahead to the playoffs.
It's really is a pleasant surprise for us to be tied. Now we win the last 4 games, and we have to take care of that.
For the Foodland High School Sports Show, I'm Jake Ploger.
Well, congratulations to Wash. How you guys are picking up right where the football team left off. And a very special congratulations to our friend Dave Williams, the Avonworth girls coach. The Antelopes win over Monessen Wednesday gave Coach Williams his 100th win as the girls coach, and he's only been coaching there for 5 years. Now, that's a pretty impressive record. All right, it's off to the scoreboard now. It took Laurel Highlands 3 overtimes to beat West Mifflin 88-87. Highlands hit the century mark in beating Plum 100-72. St. LaSalle scored only 1 point in the first quarter and missed its first 19 shots from the field, but the Rebels still were able to fend off Chartiers Valley 38-33. In 2 overtimes, Deer Lakes outlasted St. Joe's 32-29. The upset of the night goes to Riverview, who knocked off Shadyside Academy 53-50. The Riverview Towelheads worked their magic in that one. And Brentwood, the top boys AA team, knocked off Clareton, the number 5 single A team.
Way to go, Bo. Nice job, Bo. Way to go, way to go, way to go.
All right, Bo.
Almost there, Bo.
Almost?
And it's all yours.
You think he can do it?
Lipton Original. You can't wait to guzzle, gulp it, chug it.
It ain't hip to sip.
Lipton Original. This ain't no sipping tea.
Stop into Foodland this week and pick up a head of California iceberg lettuce, just $0 and no cents. That's right, absolutely free with coupon. Pepsi in a 2-liter bottle, assorted varieties, just 98 cents. Land O'Lakes butter quarters, a 1-pound package, only 89 cents with coupon. Mike's Premium Ice Cream.